guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange, this is StrangerPalooza, and today we're gonna ask ourselves the question, is this portable power station good for camper van life? This is the ANKER SOLIX F2000, aka the ANKER 767, and Lola and I are going to test this and see if it's good for camper van life with both our electric transit as well as our Coachmen Beyond. Let's get all into it right now. So ANKER did send this SOLIX F2000 out to us for testing and evaluation. So that's just full disclosure on that. And what I like to do when I'm going through these kind of things is start with what's on the box. Like, what is this thing? It's a portable power station. Right there on the box it says power appliances in RV via an exclusive port. So that is the 30 amp port. I think it's called 30 TT or something like that. Got a suitcase design for enhanced portability, 2048 watt hours, right? So that is a good way to tell like how long it's gonna last depending on what you put on it. So over 2000 watt hours runtime off of one charge. First of all, good box, decent, you know, got some good graphics on it, but you know, that's not super important. It says fully rechargeable powerhouse via AC, about 2 hours. We found that to be true. You can expand this with solar panels. So ANKER makes solar panels. I think you can put other solar panels as well. You can plug it into your car in about 19.6 hours, it will charge up. It's got all these ports on it, which we'll go over. So it's got 110, and it's got an RV outlet, USB, etc. So that's the box. This is what comes in the box. You've got a bunch of, you've got your power cable, instructions, and you've got this bag that has some other cables in there that could be useful. I'll just give you guys a look. So there's your 12 volt to plug it into the car, van, in our case. And this is for solar panels. So I think you could put...
looks like up to 4
at a time. We don't have solar panels from ANKER. We do have in other things, solar panels that expand. You know, they call it solar generators, portable power. Here's what you're basically looking at, and right out of the box, I would say that Lola and I were surprised at the size. If you look at the box here, I kind of expected this to be bigger. It was a little bit smaller than I expected, and that's good. It is heavy. It's like 67 pounds. That's some serious weight on it. To combat that, they made it easy to transport, so you flip it up here, and there's this button, you press that, and there's a handle, and then you can move this around. I'll roll in some footage of that. So we're moving around on gravel, which it does. Works on the dirt, all of that pretty well. And then also it has these grab handles here that you guys saw me in the beginning. Oh, there we go. Grab handles, okay? So good workout. Another cool thing about it is it has this light on it. So I think it's 3 different modes. So that, brighter, brightest, off. And as I said, 30 amp power outlet, 410s right here. You've got car sockets or 12 volts as well as you could plug in. And it has, these are USB-Cs, USBs right here. Here's your display. Right now we're at 73% on it. So that's your display. If you want to turn the outlets on, you press that one time to activate those outlets. It's like a little light in there, and you get them going, okay? There's also an app for this that I found to be pretty easy to use. We'll roll in some stuff of that. The app helps you update it, which we did once we got it in. So that's your basics, I think, of this. I think I've got that pretty well covered, right, Lola?
Yep, the app also helps you control it. You can remote control the unit with your app.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, and we'll have some links in here if you guys want to get more details. This does start at around $2,000, which is kind of like the average, right? Mm-hmm. It's about $1 when you look at these portable batteries. It's about $1 per watt hour. There are some deals. If we figure any of those out, we'll be happy to share them with you guys. So for our application, we're looking at van life. Our Coachmen Beyond is a built-up RV, and our eTransit is basically, this is like my everyday driver right now. We have it where we can quickly convert this into like a weekender. And I know I've done some videos on that and people are looking for an update. We'll do that in something else. There is an update coming up, so we'll get to that. What we did here for our testing is we basically, used it on both of these. Now on the beyond. What we did was we wanted to see, because it's on the box, right? It says, you know, power appliances in RV through an exclusive port. So we wanted to test that 30 amp port. And what we did was we had to experiment with this a little bit, because our van has its own battery already set up in there, and there's a whole system for that. So I think we saw some videos where people were testing these on RVs, and it said it would run for 2 days. 2,000 watt hours is not gonna do that. If you're running an AC, for example, you're going to, for every hour is probably gonna burn about 1,000 watt hours. So I wanted to make sure that I completely shut it off from our battery as much as we could. If you shut the whole system off, what will happen is that it's still gonna try to charge when you plug up to this. So it won't see it as just shore power to run the AC. It sees it as shore power, run the AC, run the battery, and the unit was actually cutting off. Okay, so on the unit, the outlet's not on right now, so I'm gonna plug it in. Okay, plugged in, and then you press the button, comes on. It says 99 remaining, 99.9 days. Then it goes down to what, 19.7 days. We don't have it plugged into anything. All right, so now over here, this is gonna plug it into the van and into our system that we have, right? So plugged in. Okay, so let's take a look now. Remember, there's no AC or anything on. So now it's down to 3.7 days. Okay, you got the power plug there. Everything's good. Okay, so what I want you to do, Lola, just keep an eye on it out here. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna turn on the AC.
It's dropped down to 3.4 days, actually.
Yeah, let me turn the AC on. So, I don't think we need to drop the temperature lower, because you can't hear it out here, because this is quiet. But that thing's on full blast inside.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and what, it went up to like 800, but
it
it's
went
still
up to
holding
822. It's drawing 822 watts, 2.2 hours, and it's fluctuating between 790 and the highest 822 watts.
Right. So, I think it's holding.
It seems to be holding. All right, let me
And I'll
see.
check on my app to see how everything is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very cool in here. This is on full blast.
You got all the lights on, which we don't need all the lights on.
No, but that's, I mean, we're filming, so. And right here, I can see that it's at 98. I can see the output from the app. It's around a little bit less than 800. And I'm gonna go to another app that we have here that looks at the power consumption of the overall system that we have in our van. Okay, so our van's called Morgan. 96% state of battery. That's what the battery for the van is. Okay, and the current draw from that whole system is right now negative 31 amps. So this is, I would say, solidly running off of the Anker. So then if you look over here, Lola, you see the digital multi-control says, it says main on, and then inverter on. And then I dialed this all the way down. So I think when Lola and I first tried this, we couldn't get it to do it. But all of these things indicate to me that this AC is getting run from that Anker. That's where the pull's coming from right now. Here, if we come up here, you can probably see it clearer. Just watch the camera. So if you look up there, we've got a Truma Aventa. That's what's on board, Truma on board of our van here. And that's pretty efficient, even though it's a 110. So I believe it. So the only thing I want to do right now, Lola, is just let this run. You know, and then like you know, we'll put a countdown. So it says about 2 hours. So I'll start a countdown right now on my phone. We'll come back out here and see if everything's running. So here's stopwatch. I'll hit start. Okay, just should go for about 2 hours. And then I don't know if this makes any kind of difference. I will put my watch. I don't know. Right now, it's It is about 7 minutes to 3, right? It's about 7 minutes to 3, just to show you guys the time. And then we'll come back out here in about 2 hours, or maybe a little bit less, just to see if it's still running. So just to show you here on my app, my countdown, we are over 2 hours, right? So we've been running this for more than 2 hours. It's about 5 to 5 right now on my watch, right? And so from the time I hit this has been more than 2 hours. This is still on. Actually, let's go to here on the Anker app. So it's at 16%. It says it can do this for another 18 minutes. We're probably not going to do that. We want to, you know, restart the battery and everything, and I want to run you guys through this when everything's running. So here's the battery. It's going. The crazy thing, Lola, it hardly sounds like that's running. So let's go see what's going on there.
Well, we could probably look at the battery and see if the battery's off, if the anchor's off.
No, it's on. Let's see how it is in here. Let's see if it's, I'll let you go in first. Let's see if it's cool in here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still running.
It's cool and it's still running.
This Truma is really quiet.
I didn't hear it either.
I know this is not what we're making the video about today, the Truma Aventa. Lola and I are also, like, we're brand ambassadors for Truma, but I'm genuinely shocked at how quiet that thing is and how efficient. And if you look here, you can see it's still running, it's still doing its thing. The van has used some power, right? So remember it was like 90 something or whatever. So the batteries itself have used some kind of power. Now remember, we have the inverter on. So the inverter's running, but if it was running off of our batteries, that battery would be, this is like 86, I think we're at 90 something. I have to look at it to see. There's no way it would be at 90 something. It's mostly, and I just want to be accurate here because I know people have put up videos saying that they can run their AC for, what did we see in that video? Like 2 days? That doesn't, we saw a video where it said 2 days. That's not accurate. So, you know, the system here running has used some of that, the battery, the house battery. However, there's no way you can run this AC for 2 hours and you're only at 86%. At this point, you probably would be like maybe in the 50s or 60s or something like that, based on the size of battery that we have internally here. So most of this is coming from that Anker, okay? I just want to make sure I caveat that. And as you guys can see, the main is on. That's why the inverter is on. That's what's using power. You see the inverter flashing, saying it's on. We have it dialed down. And is it hot in here, Lola? Because it's cool.
It's cool.
And that thing's running. It's amazing to me. It's really, really quiet. You know, I mean, you really cannot hear it from outside. So that's awesome. I think we should probably call this, right? Let's go out there and actually look at the unit. Do you want to shut this off?
Yeah, we should go ahead and take it off.
Yeah, let's shut it off here so you guys can see. I will hit the power and shut it off. So basically you just do this. Since we upgraded this to this AC, you got to use that. Okay, that shut off. So you can see over here. See, now it just went to bulk. That means now it's charging. Now it's bulk charging. See, the yellow light is on. Now it's bulk charging. So let's go outside. We'll leave it dialed down. You can probably hit those lights if you want to, but it doesn't matter.
We'll come back and take it off.
Yeah. And then when I look at this here, it's down at 13%. The unit stayed on. When we originally did this, it was shutting off, but I don't think we were doing it right, and then Lola and I upgraded it. So right here, I'm gonna go to display. And then we
did the software update.
Yeah, I did the software update, and I dialed that thing down just because I want to do this as accurately as I possibly can. So yeah, it's down now, and this what it's pulling is going to charging up the battery. That's what's happening now. Since we shut the AC off, now all it's doing is charging, but we will shut the outlet off. There we go. So now the outlet is off. You know, I can go backwards here and unplug this. And then I'll unplug it from here. But I just want to say, man, amazing. I'm amazed that something that size ran that AC for 2 hours. And that means to me that if you didn't have this whole setup, but you had an AC, you'd be able to run it. And just imagine if you had like a, you know, like a, what's the different ones out there? There's the Cool Breeze. You have, you also have
you mean the Zero Breeze?
The Wave, yeah, Zero Breeze and the Wave 2, I want to say. Mm-hmm. So those are pretty much like in the category of 12 volts. This is a 110, so those would run a lot longer. They wouldn't give you as many BTUs and all that. I don't want to get super complicated about that. I just want you guys to rest assured that we were not running off of the battery. And we got over 2 hours, right? I think we let it run for 2 hours, but it would still be able to go for like, it was estimating about 2.5 hours.
Correct. And
then Lola and I decided, well, okay, let's see what would happen standalone. So we took it to the back of the eTransit. So this is our eTransit, basically a cargo van. We kind of have it set up so we can make it into a weekender. Right now, Lola and I emptied it out. So it's kind of my daily driver, and we were moving stuff in it. So we took the bed and all that out. But we set up 4 things that we feel like draws a lot of power to share with you guys. So let's go in here. So 100% battery, and we're gonna start plugging some stuff in. Let's plug this in here. Okay, and I'm gonna turn this on if you're ready. It's gonna make a lot of noise. But let's turn it on. Get some airflow going. So that's 1. That's a lot of airflow. What are you saying? I don't
turn it so I can actually feel the airflow.
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, it's loud though.
It's a little loud.
So what's the number?
So it's using 505 watts, and currently it says remaining hours 3.7 hours.
Okay, so 3 is actually, I just put it on the lowest. That's probably the quietest.
Okay.
But let's turn it up to, so what are you getting on 3?
On 3, I'm getting 5 hours. Now it's down to 4.9 hours, and it's drawing 374 watts.
Okay. Yeah, so this is like a Truma 36. I'll put the exact name in here. Basically, it's a cooler. It's powered here. If you want to come over, I'll show you. Lola. Got a bunch of drinks and stuff like that in here. Lola and I are sponsored by Truma. So let's plug this in. Actually, you know what? Let's see what individually. So this is doing about 502 right now, right? I'm gonna shut it off. So that's 502. You just gotta remember that. So 502. Let's plug this in and see what this does on its own. You ready? Okay, plugged in. Right now it's actually not putting out, it's not using anything. So right now the compressor for this is probably off.
Okay.
So it's not using anything. Let me see if I... All right, so here we go. This is actually pulling now 50 watts. Not really a lot. If you listen, you can hear it's on. But that's very low watts. And what's it saying? It could do this for a day.
Right now, it says 25.7 hours.
Yeah.
Because over here it shows it's pulling 47 watts output.
Yeah, and even here
hours.
it's going, it's on turbo, so it went down to -2. So this is super efficient. So we want to do some other stuff. So do you want to take something out of here, blend something? I know it's hot.
Plug these things. Weird. Okay. So plug that there.
Okay. I could use a smoothie. Are you making a smoothie?
Yep.
All right, woman. I'm dying out here. I mean, it is friggin' hot. This is hot. So what we need is like a portable AC in this thing. You can run the AC off of that, but then you probably need some kind of air mover to move it in, but we need a portable. Right now Lola is, what is that, energy boost?
Energy boost.
Okay.
Alright, so juice, water, or milk. Let me grab something else here. I'll add some coconut water to this.
Yeah, this is the good stuff. We're not sponsored by these guys, but this is good coconut water. You want to show what it is? Homeless Harvest. It's the best coconut water. And if you want to get it at a decent price,
Let's add
You gotta
more.
go to Walmart.
Let's
Okay.
add more without overfilling it.
Yeah. So now I see we're around 411, 409. So let's see what we can get out.
Now these ninjas are pretty strong, so
Let's see what this does. If it shuts it off or what it does. It is better in here with the fan.
Oh, 100%. All right. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, let's see the draw.
Hit it.
Let's go.
It's not, it didn't go much. It's not, oh, there we go. 1193.
1293.
12, yeah.
I'll let you do the whole cycle.
It's running on and off. So right now it's not, okay, there we go. So that bumped up to 11, 12-ish at the most.
So 1195, 1197.
Yeah. Went up to 15.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So
Okay.
that was the last run, so it kicked up pretty high.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I need a smoothie.
no, but it's just to show that it can do it.
This is gonna be a good smoothie. And if so, I dub it the Hank. If it's terrible, I dub it the Lola.
Well, I haven't done a smoothie with coconut water before, so
Okay, let me see.
I don't know.
I'll be your crash test dummy.
There you go.
Let me see. Let me see how this tastes. You know, I could taste the coconut. It's not bad.
No?
Yeah, it's not super sweet.
It's not bad.
No.
I would otherwise.
My only complaint is it's not super sweet, but I probably don't need a lot of sugar.
You don't need it.
And we're still at 100%. Nothing has bumped down on that. Now, so the big thing we have, Lola, that will actually challenge this and make some noise is going to be
The air fryer.
your Ninja air fryer. So let's move. Put this on the ground, maybe. And here we go. All right.
All right.
Let's see what
so-
it does. We are down to 99%.
Okay.
Okay, but right now, what's
So
it
that's
using?
5 hours.
352 watts.
Okay, so that's between the
Yeah.
air blower.
So let's power this up and see what it does. Okay. Not, it didn't change. And then you want to put it to like.
Let's do air crisp.
Okay, and so this is the heat up.
No, it hasn't started yet. You actually put your stuff in first.
Oh, okay.
Let's just do it.
You doing some fries?
Let's just do fries.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do wings.
No.
The fries will be faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is a regular bag of fries. You're just gonna drop it in there.
Air fryer preheat to 360. Okay. Well, it actually must heat. Well, it does 390.
390 is fine.
Okay. So we'll start.
It's in pre.
Okay, so we went to 19.
Ooh, that's high.
That's high.
That's way higher than the.
94.
Yeah. It's still running. Here, you want to take over? Wow, 2000, 2009.
And you have 0.8
So now it's-
hours.
Yeah.
So the air fryer, big draw.
So that's a house version that you brought out here, Lola, right?
Right. In a camping situation, you would bring something smaller than this
Yeah,
one.
and it will probably use less wattage. But what are we at?
We're at 2002.
Okay.
97% battery use and 0.8 hours
Yeah.
you can run
So this is the biggest draw
so far.
that we've put on it.
Yep. At
Yeah.
this point, yeah.
But we have, right now, we have 1, 2, 3 things going. And, you know, we got the 4 ports that we're using. We could plug in stuff to USB or whatever we wanted to, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool because in a pinch, you can stay cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep your food and everything you brought with you well refrigerated and frozen.
Yeah.
And you can cook.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is temporary. When I'm done, I take it off, I unplug. So then for the rest of the evening, I can.
So about how
do my
long will that
computer.
take to do the fries?
To preheat? It's
Preheat's probably another few minutes.
About 12, 14 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not gonna do a whole lot.
Yeah. I could survive like this in an apocalypse. You know, as long as I got a nice fan, I got cold drinks, and food.
Yep. You're good to go.
What else you need? You don't really need to bathe. Bathing is not. In the apocalypse, it's probably better you don't bathe. Okay, so we went a couple of minutes. It's saying add food now, so Lola's gonna add that, and still going. What is it? 119 or something?
1982.
Yep. So here we go.
Oh, okay. All right. Cut this.
Okay, you need some strength to open it. This is where you die in the apocalypse if you can't open this, Lola, what are you gonna do? Seriously.
Now you open it too big. You're only supposed to open a little corner.
Okay, well then don't ask me to open stuff. That's my advice to you.
These fries are so good.
Yeah, we're gonna actually
So
have
good.
to eat these.
We're gonna have to eat it, so I'm gonna do a little
You're not
bit.
doing that many. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's cooking, and for it says you're cooking for how many minutes?
12 to 14 minutes.
12 to 14, and it's doing 1958 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to check those things now? Or you want me to?
Good. Actually, feel pretty crisp.
Are you gonna run them for a little bit longer or leave it like that?
I think it's done.
Okay. All right, so right now, before you turn it back on, it was at 394. See that? Then close it down.
Okay. When it starts back up again,
Yeah.
it goes right back to that 2012.
Okay. So you can shut it off.
We're gonna turn that off. Goes right back down to 396.
Yeah, then let's see how long it can still run. What is it, 3.5 days?
3.5 hours.
Oh, hours? Okay, so it's
Hours.
probably gonna keep going up.
Well, that's with the fan and the fridge freezer and the Truma.
Yeah, it's going up though.
You gonna have taste?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot.
I'm gonna
I
burn
know.
my mouth or something
It's gonna be
with
hot.
this thing. Come on.
But just
You
to show
haven't-
that it's crisp.
You haven't inflicted enough pain on
It's
me.
crisp. It's crisp.
In this whole, oh, it's hot.
It's hot. Oh, that's crispy. I can hear you. Put it back down. All right. All right.
Burning my
That looks
fingers.
good.
What did we put in there?
We took our Truma cooler.
Yeah,
in
the
there.
cooler.
We took the air fryer.
Yeah, so we have a cooler, which I think is the
36.
C36?
Yep.
Yeah, C36 cooler in there. That doesn't use that much, maybe 50 watts once we actually got, because it's very efficient. So once we got that on, that was about 50 watts. Then I think the next biggest pull on it that we had was a big industrial fan for like drying off floors and stuff like that that we were running, and that was about 300 and something watts
Right.
on the low setting that we had that on.
Then I did a blender.
You did a blender, and that went up to about close to 2,000. It was going on and
Up
off.
and down. Right.
Yeah.
Because I made a smoothie.
Right. And then we also did like a house air fryer. You have house
Correct.
size.
I did French fries.
Yeah, and that went also a little over 2,000. So that's what I expect the inverter in this. This has its own built-in inverter. I expect it to be able to go up to 2,000, a little over that without cutting off. And we were able to do that.
We did.
Yeah, and I think we didn't have the blender, or even I would say the cooler running all the time for that matter. We did have the fan, and then we did have the air fryer running. And that was,
Simultaneously,
yeah, that was
yes.
going up and down a little bit. I think it said at that point it was like maybe 2 hours, right, with those things running on it. And then if you leave it just to the fan, I think it was a little bit longer. In a situation like in this van, I would go with maybe a 12-volt portable AC, like the Wave 2, and what is it?
There's others on the market.
Breeze. There's some other things out there like that. I'm probably saying the wrong names. But we're looking into getting something like that for so far as AC. And then we would get fans that would pull a lot less power, just maybe multiple fans. And we have some USB ones.
We do.
And regular
I feel like
110.
at least three USB fans.
Yeah, so I thought that was impressive of the amount of time that this would run. And of course you can actually double this up. This can go up to run for over 4,000 watt hours. So whatever we were getting, I think with the fan we were maybe getting like, oh, you could run this. There was
a couple of days.
Yeah, I know for sure it could actually, it said for the cooler it could run it for a couple of days. The fan I think was a few hours, but on the cooler on its own, it could run that for several days. Remember, the cooler's going on and off, right? In terms of the compressor inside of it. So I really think you could really take that cooler to somewhere between 6 and 7 days, because I've tested it with a 1,000, like a long-term test with a 1,000 watt hour battery, and that did about 3.5 days. So this is 2,000. I think this can reach 7 days. So what you would be doing is trying to manage your power consumption in a situation like that. So your cooler will always be plugged in. You want your stuff in there to be nice and cold. And then other devices will connect to that. And then maybe overnight, if you're sleeping in it, you want to cool down and you're running an AC or you're running a heater or something like that. So if you're not getting enough out of this battery to really go overnight, even going on and off, you can always expand it to the 4,000 watts, I think, and that would be good. What do you think, Lola?
The thing that I was most impressed with, like I said, is the size of the unit.
Right.
I was surprised. I expected it to be bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah.
I think that unibody design is really very sleek.
Yeah, it looks great if you want to look at it here.
I like the way it looks.
I like the coloring.
Yeah.
It's got obviously this is for venting on it. Really easy to use.
The retractable handles was also very user-friendly and easy to use.
Yeah.
So I like that about it as well. It's got some heft to it in terms of weight, but that's why the handle's there and it was easy to drag it around. No issues at all. Now, Anker does give you a 5-year warranty on this product. Probably on all their products, which I think is excellent. But the lithium battery technology that is in the unit is supposed to last you for 10 years with everyday use.
Because they say that's EV grade.
Correct.
So that's why these are so heavy. I mean, electric van or electric car would be heavy because of the batteries.
Right.
And it's the same thing going on here. That's why it's got that extra weight. I think that's a trade-off of what you're getting here. To answer my questions, I don't know if you have any other points. But to answer the main question I asked in the beginning of this video, is this usable? Is it good for van life and the other stuff we get into like overlanding? What's your answer, Lola? What would you say?
The answer to me is yes. I like the fact that if we are at a campground, usually I just have that one outlet, that plug on the side of the van to use. And I set up there, but with this, I don't have to set up at the van. I can actually set up away from the van. I can set up at a picnic table or anywhere else and have several ports to use. So I like it for that. I was surprised by the size of it, which was impressive. So it's compact, and in a small van like this, it's good to have something that's small and compact. Yeah. So for me, yes, it works, and I would definitely use this.
I would agree with that. I think even in the case here, when we bought this van, it didn't have big batteries in it. It had AGM batteries, and then we spent a lot of money to replace them. And then typically if you buy one of these vans with a lithium battery setup, it's somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 more expensive.
Right.
So if you're in that case where, like us, you just bought a generator version, I think that these kind of batteries are actually way better. The Anker definitely works, the ease of use and all that kind of stuff. So I would recommend it. You know, I think it's a good thing for like established, already built RVs, but really good as well if you're building up your own weekender, whether it's a van, an overland vehicle, like some kind of Jeep or
runner, whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
very
to get away for the weekend and have a power source. It's great for that. And it powered the Truma, which was even more awesome to be able to keep my food and bring it with me in a DIY build like that. So. Yeah,
or even like in your car. You know, if you're going on a long trip somewhere, but you were going to be getting groceries, but you want to leave, maybe you're out for the day. You know, like sometimes we do that. We go to Orlando, let's say, and we're buying some stuff that we can't buy here. Like maybe I'm from the Caribbean, but getting Caribbean stuff.
Or we've got to make we got to make a Costco run.
Yeah, you know, which we don't have one close to us. You can actually buy your stuff, have it in the car, have it stay refrigerated, run off that battery. It's not running down your battery, none of that kind of stuff. That's pretty cool to me. So I would say the answer to that is yes, very good. Anker did a good job here. Simple, easy to use. Didn't find myself looking at the instructions that much at all. The app is really easy to use. Yeah, everything's good with this one.
I agree.
Maybe we'll do some more stuff like this. If you guys are interested in it, let us know. If you have questions and things like that, we'll get answers for you. If we've got to communicate with Anker and get them, we'll do that.
Sure. And
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, and if there's any kind of sale, we will pin a comment.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, in the video to let you guys know as well.
Absolutely. We do affiliate stuff here, helps fund all the travels and
all the
fun
gas.
adventures and stuff we get into.
It takes to fill that.
Or electrons too. The electrons cost. Anyway, that's it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You found it informative. We'll see you on the next one. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.